What's up, guys? So sorry about not being there for almost 2 months. There was a reason why. First and foremost, I was stuck in a other province for a property, and also the second reason I didn't feel like I was obliged to make a video is that basically everything that happened in the past 6 months was predicted on this channel, right? If you go just watch my last videos, you'll see that about 90% of what I said actually ended up happening. I kind of said to be cautious, thinking that Bitcoin would break out. And that's kind of what happened, guys. And I was explaining that the market structure of Bitcoin was in a downtrend in the past video, and that we also had a negative momentum on the weekly time frame. Those were the big two technical reasons why I cautious you guys of thinking we're gonna break to all-time highs, and that's basically what happened. And I was talking about the weakness and also seasonality, and that September should be the bottom. It kind of ended up bottoming in September. It wasn't perfect, but the calls on the channel were pretty accurate, so hopefully it gave you a good base. But I have some good news. So everything that I was talking about that was going to not be good for the price of Bitcoin has now shifted. First and foremost, right, you can clearly see that on the daily time frame, the market structure is now in an uptrend. So if you recall, and you can just go look at the past video, you'll see that it was in a downtrend and now it has shifted. So that's very bullish. And as you guys can see, we kind of broke this resistance slash support. And again, where did we get stopped? Right here, guys, in this supply zone right here. There's a reason why I have these zones marked on my chart. And also very basic, if you guys remember, I know it's been a little while, right here, basically we got rejected at the second standard deviation, which is completely normal. That's why you don't chase when Bitcoin breaks. And obviously right now we are getting rejected and going back to the means. So this is perfectly normal. I knew this was going to happen. So that's why I've been waiting on the sideline before adding to my Bitcoin positions. And now I'm going to explain to you why every dip is a dip buying opportunity for the next 6 months. All right, guys. So the second reason why this is going to be a dip buying opportunity for the next 6 months is obviously, again, guys, the MACD on the weekly time frame, which is the number one trend following time frame you want to be looking at. And you can see how accurate it is at predicting when Bitcoin, starts going up and when it goes nowhere, basically. It's very accurate. It has about an 80% accuracy, I would say, of being correct. And right now we crossed to the upside, guys. So obviously we knew this was going to happen. And so right now, as we speak, we are in an uptrend. So obviously you don't want to be pissing against the wind. When we were in a negative momentum, I was very vocal that every rip is a selling opportunity, right? And to be cautious and to not FOMO in with big size, and that you would just basically lose your mind and lose a lot of money if you did that. So right now it's the complete opposite. We're in a bullish environment now, finally. So in my humble opinion, I think we're gonna pick up fast in the next coming weeks. We do have the election, and then a couple of days after the election, would not be surprised to see this sell-off continue. Basically, regardless if Kamala or Trump wins, I'm not trying to be political. Hopefully, obviously, Trump is going to be better for the economy and crypto. That's not something to debate at this point. But regardless who wins, there most likely is going to be, a buy the rumor, sell the news event. And that's going to be, in my humble opinion, the final dip buying opportunity you want to be buying in an uptrend. And there's another positive thing that has been developing. It hasn't crossed yet, but as you guys can see here, the Pi moving average crossed beneath the 200 moving average, which is not a good sign, obviously, but at the moment we're about to cross back to the upside. So how low could we go? Basically just looking at probabilities, right? So minimum, in my humble opinion, we should still go a little bit lower minimum to touch the means, which is the green line in the middle of the probability of distribution. I would love to see a pullback lower to this first standard deviation range. This is most likely when I'm going to be adding personally. Obviously, I use internals. But that's pretty much what I see. So basically, Bitcoin could go back to 63, 65K before we really start, having this, you know, monstrous rallies that Bitcoin is known for. And so, why do I think that the next 6 months is going to be very bullish? Well, looking at data and just looking at all the past cycle of Bitcoin, we can see that right now we're the red line right here. That's the current cycle we're in at the moment. And you can see that in every single other cycle, guys, that's when Bitcoin really starts ramping up based on history and seasonality. So the next 6 months is going to be a window of strength for Bitcoin. And worst case scenario, let's say Bitcoin goes absolutely nowhere. Well, then, after 6 months, guys, I'm going to start taking profit and getting out of my positions, right? So at the end of the day, you need to respect the market and you need to just listen to it. So at the moment, we're entering the 6 months of very strong seasonal strength. And if Bitcoin decides to just go nowhere, I mean, that's most likely going to be the top of this cycle. And you need to be aware of all these scenarios. In my humble opinion, I don't think that's likely. I do think we're, minimum gonna, do something that's very similar to these past cycles. But I could be wrong, right? And at the end of the day, yeah, it's great to make a lot of money, but what's even greater is to not lose money, right? So at the end of the day, if we go nowhere, right, and we just continue going sideways, well, that's the top, guys, and there's nothing we can do about it. And you just got to respect the market and move on and protect your capital. So looking a little bit more at some seasonality from Bitcoin, this is from Sentiment Trader, which I like a lot. As you guys can see also from their data, we're really entering this, this 6 month period where if Bitcoin is going to go parabolic, we're entering that window. And if we go nowhere or we go down, or after 6 months, once this window is done, as a trader, you need to just learn to move on, right? Even if you're a swing trader. But right now, based on the odds, this is really that window of opportunity that you really don't want to miss, in my humble opinion. And as you guys can see, the month of November and December are also very bullish. This is why I'm expecting this dip to be a very good buying opportunity and one of the last as well. And then I just wanted to look at things that I don't use to trade necessarily, but they're quite good at just kind of telling you, where we are in the cycle, looking at these colors and looking at the logarithmic chart. And as you guys can see, like, we're still like we're not even in the green yellow levels where Bitcoin tend to, always revert back. So we have a lot of powder to go up. So yeah, so basically we have a lot of room to go to the upside, even if, we don't go to touch these extreme levels where it starts turning orange and red, right? Because this cycle might be different. We might not have these crazy euphoric moment, especially that, the price of Bitcoin is no longer $1,000, right? So there's a limit of how high you can push it at these levels already. So for me, worst case scenario, even if we just go in the green yellow here, we'd still be at, about 140,000, which is my base case for Bitcoin. It's 140 to 150,000 for this cycle. That's my worst case scenario for me. And as you guys can see, this seems to be confirming what my system is also saying. So yeah, this is kind of just a good reminder to not panic, because we're still at these very low level, despite the fact that the price of Bitcoin is very high. Based on deviations, we have a lot of room to go to the upside. Looking at another metric that I like using also is the Mayer multiple, basically signaling the same thing, right? When you want to get out, it's really when you start entering, these hotter colors. And right now we're not even here, guys. So minimum, we should go in this ballpark before we top, minimum. And that's why at the moment, the best thing you can do is just be patient, wait for us to go back to the first standard deviation, right? After the election, most likely we'll have a pullback. It's going to be one of the last great buying opportunity. And afterwards, you really just don't want to do anything for 6 months. Also looking at just other internal metrics of Bitcoin, looking at I never remember the name of this thing, but it's really good. It works, and you can't use it 100% to exit, right? If you think that you'll be able to exit using this, you might be in for a rude awakening. But at least it gives us a good gauge of where we are in the market, and we're really low, guys. We're not at all at these euphoric levels, where you want to start taking profit. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for Bitcoin, guys. Quick recap. Right now, bigger picture, we're in an uptrend. Weekly momentum is to the upside. The market structure on the daily time frame is also to the upside. Obviously, right now we're having a correction after hitting the second standard deviation range, right? So that's why you want to learn how to use probabilities and deviation ranges to trade. So that's pretty much it. And then I just want to follow up with Solana. All right. So basically, Solana is my top pick for altcoins, right? And the reason why it's about relative strength. We are now 6 months away from the crypto market topping, right? So right now is not a good time to start wasting your money and thinking you're buying coins that are cheap because they're down. At the end of the day, you need to look at relative strength and relative weakness. And obviously, Solana has been one of the strongest altcoins out there with the best use case, the best narrative, right? Nothing really changed for this chain. Honestly, it just keeps getting better and fun to use. So definitely Solana is most likely, if Bitcoin is going to go parabolic, Solana should perform very well. Expecting, minimum, honestly, a 3x from where it is at the moment. Minimum. Hopefully it happens, right? If not, it's okay. You just need to respect the market and not lose money, obviously, like I said at the beginning of this video. But then I just want to finish this video with the biggest trap for this cycle, which again is Ethereum. It's still dog shit, guys. Don't touch Ethereum. If you want to buy an altcoin, excluding Bitcoin, just buy Solana. Even at these levels, if Solana 3x, you're going to be very happy. Ethereum. So Ethereum, as you guys can see, is the definition of relative weakness, right? That's definitely not something you want to see if you're a swing trader into the end of a crypto cycle. The market structure is down. We've crossed here. This is not looking good. Also using my system right here, you can see that the second standard deviation is about 20% lower. So, there's a 20% downside risk if you're buying at these levels right now, and we're in a really bad trend. The fundamentals are horrible. Nothing has improved on this chain. It just keeps getting worse, which is the complete opposite of Solana, right? And for me, at the end of the day, it has to do with the cost of capital. And when I look at the fundamentals of this blockchain and I look at the price, which is about a 400 billion market cap, the fundamentals don't add up. So there's just no reason why, for me, I should be allocating my capital to Ethereum when it has relative weakness on the technical side. And on the fundamental side, it's just going down and it's just not getting better. And then you look at the valuation and it's basically valued like it works and like it's a great chain, but it's just not, right? Compared to Solana, Solana is the complete opposite. It works 3 to 4 times more and better than Ethereum, but it's valued at 1/4 of the price of Ethereum. So for me, right, I'm always looking for an arbitrage and a reason why to take a trade, and I have to have an edge, right? Whatever I'm buying needs to have an edge compared to other things. And at the moment, I don't see an edge in buying Ethereum. So in my humble opinion, for my capital, I rather put the money to work where I see an arbitrage between the valuation of Solana and the fundamentals of Solana. And I believe that the fundamentals are worth more than the actual valuation at the moment in the current market. So that's why I like Solana more. And also just on a technical basis, it's just better because it has relative strength. And when you're a swing trader, you want to be betting on the long side on relative strength. So there you go, guys. That's it. Sorry if it's not the best video. I'm kind of just spitballing, giving you guys my thoughts, which have been pretty accurate for for a while now, and that's kind of what I'm expecting in the markets. So hopefully this helps. And yeah, next dip is gonna be the last dip. Afterwards, honestly, we got like 6 months. I'm not here telling you want to wait a full 6 months, but we should have a 6 months of window of strength. I will be making a video again when the time comes. I'm not gonna start making video every day or anything like that. I'm busy. I have other things to do. But when it's important, right, especially in the next dip we have, if we do hit the lower levels I talked about in the beginning of the video, I will be making a video. So stay tuned, subscribe, like. Hopefully you learn a thing or two, and stay blessed and have a good day. Bye.